So thank you very much for this question. Well, we had a lot of challenges last year, like any other company, and it's difficult to identify the main ones. We were in a kind of emergency mode, trying to adapt to a completely unknown environment. Our main target was really to keep our people safe and to make sure our customers were having the support they were expecting from us. We moved all our employees to home office when the situation was worsening here, and the return of some of them was conducted under very strict measures. And this brought a lot of challenges to the IT teams, of course, and for each one of us, because working from home and be connected through all these technologies that we have at our disposal is not the same as being together in the office. On top of that, we relied a lot on the capabilities of all our partners, and also them were facing similar issues, let's say. The only way to go through this was really to be even closer to them, finding solutions to cope with the situation that we were living in 2020. Yeah, I see. Well, this brought some light, if you want, some focus to the fact that we need to rely on our people. Um, Globally speaking, I believe all the leaders are changing the way they measure people's performance. It doesn't matter where you are or where you are, because if you are delivering what is expected from you, then it should be okay. If the targets are clearly defined and there is a strong guidance and governance, then everyone knows what they are accountable for. In the more advanced companies, this was already in place for sure. The more, let's say, conservative leaders, they need to catch up, and some are not comfortable at all with that. Well, as I see it, it's about communication and empathy. It's not easy. It's a continuous effort, and cannot be understood as something that only the managers can do or are accountable for. Every team member has his share of responsibility, questioning and listening actively, accepting the feedback, adapting wisely the communication to the different styles. I believe it's key. And when the team is not working as one, well, then we need to understand the root cause. Well, that's interesting because in our business, we saw an increased demand for more flexible solutions. Customers would like to engage with us for shorter periods, not because they don't rely on us. It's just because they have difficulty to predict how they will perform within 2 or 3 years, and their needs might change in the short term. That's why we launched during the year some solutions that can cover from 3 months to 2 years with more flexible conditions. And for the customers who would like to keep their usual setup for 3 or 5 years, we continue to have the usual product, the operational lease. We are talking about an environment that we do not control. We are not there, so it's more complex to identify if it's not working and how to fix it. Nevertheless, if we work with the people and search again for the root causes, maybe we can support. Can be a question of having some additional material, like I was saying, or changing the working hours, uh, avoid meetings at 4:30 or 5 p.m. when we know children are coming back from the school. On top of that, all these communication tools we are using today are at the core of everything we do. So we should train and help people to adapt and to use them efficiently. Many are keep using the email, but for some interactions, dropping a message could be enough, or even a short call would be more effective. So it's a question of training and mindset, and for these we need to communicate well with all the people to make them aware of what is expected from them. But I think each one of us should put some discipline on this, because again, we should have time to have our breaks, to have a rest, to be with the family, to be with our kids, to be with the friends. Well, if it is allowed, of course, but to on a safe way, of course. But we need to put this discipline in place, because if not, you can continue to work 24 hours a day, which is completely crazy. No? Well, I'm keeping repeating this to my team, but I'm afraid it's not enough. I thank them for all the efforts that they have been doing since almost a year, and I believe it's never enough. And we are trying to progress on this, to make sure that they can really feel what we are saying. But it's a very difficult task, honestly. We know all the effort that they were making last year. They are still making, because we are not we didn't overcome this situation yet. To go through all of this at the same time, they might be facing a hard time with their families and friends. So I'm hoping that they feel it's an honest feeling coming from my side in this case. That's why we should keep repeating this message to all of them, to in all the opportunities that we might have, to thank them for all the efforts that they have been doing, because it was really hard for, and to manage all these limitations that we have, to manage all these difficulties that we might have at home, at the same time that we need to deal with a new working environment. That's quite a challenge.